Today, we're bringing you the ultimate superbike showdown in Ride 5. We've maxed out some of the best bikes in the game, and we're putting them head-to-head with the legendary Kawasaki H2R. Can any of them come close? Let's find out. All right, folks, let's kick things off with the one and only Kawasaki H2R, the bike that's been dominating leaderboards and setting the standard for what a superbike should be. With a PP of 999, this machine is the epitome of speed and power. But what does that really mean on the track? Well, let me tell you, it translates to a jaw-dropping lap time of 1 minute 3.7 seconds on the Donington short circuit. That's not just fast, that's the current Ride 5 record, folks. Now let's talk about speed. The H2R clocks in at an eye-watering 298 kph. Yeah, you heard that right. This bike is so fast that it's almost like riding a missile. But with great speed comes great responsibility, especially when it comes to braking. On a scale of 1 to 5, we're giving its braking a 4. It's solid, but let's be real. Slowing down this beast is like trying to stop a freight train. It's good, but not perfect, mainly because you're coming in hot at nearly 300 kph. Cornering is where things get a bit tricky. We're giving it a 3 out of 5. Don't get me wrong, the bike steers incredibly well, but it almost feels too fast for its own good. At full lean angles, it can get a bit unstable, sometimes losing grip, likely because you're pushing the boundaries of what two wheels can handle. And for the fun factor, a solid 4 out of 5. Riding the H2R is like being on a roller coaster that you're controlling. It's challenging, no doubt, but the sensations are incredible. It's a paradox. You feel like you have to go slow to actually go fast, making every lap a thrilling challenge. So there you have it, the Kawasaki H2R, a bike that's as exhilarating as it is demanding, setting the bar sky high for every other superbike out there. All right. Meet our first contender aiming to give the Kawasaki H2R a run for its money, the fully maxed out Ducati V4R. This Italian stallion comes in with a PP of 936, making it a serious competitor right out of the gate. But how does it stack up on the track? Well, it clocks a lap time of 1 minute and 5.5 seconds, which, let's be honest, is pretty darn fast. It may not be breaking any records like the H2R, but it's a bike that commands respect. Now let's talk speed. The V4R tops out at an impressive 275 kph. It's not quite H2R territory, but hey, it's still blazing fast and something you'd feel when you're gripping those handlebars. But here's the kicker, braking. We're giving it a 3 out of 5. Why? Because slowing down this beast is like trying to tame a bull. It moves a lot under hard braking, making it a bit of a wild ride. But where the V4R really shines is in cornering. We're talking a 4 out of 5 here, folks. This bike steers like it's on rails, almost like a 600cc machine. You can easily place it where you want, and you'll be nailing those apexes like a pro. It's a cornering dream, making every twist and turn an absolute joy. And for the fun factor, oh, it's a solid 4 out of 5. Despite its braking quirks, this bike is a blast to ride. Drifting into corners, pushing it to its limits, it's an adrenaline-pumping experience that'll leave you grinning from ear to ear. So there you have it, the Ducati V4R. It may not dethrone the Kawasaki H2R, but it's a bike that'll make you want to keep riding lap after lap. Is it enough to take on the king of the road? Well, that's for you to decide. All right, folks, let's shift gears and introduce our next contender, the Honda CBR 1000RR. Fully maxed out and ready to challenge the Kawasaki H2R. With a PP of 930, this Japanese powerhouse is just a hair behind our previous contender, the Ducati V4R. But how does it fare on the track? It clocks in a lap time of 1 minute and 5.7 seconds, making it a strong competitor, but still trailing behind the H2R and the Ducati V4R. Now let's talk about that top speed. The CBR 1000RR can hit a whopping 272 kph on the short Donington track, which is nothing to scoff at. It's a speed demon in its own right, but still a notch below the H2R's insane 298 kph. But where this bike really stands out is in braking. We're giving it a 4 out of 5 because it's as steady as a rock. Whether you're going into a tight corner or hitting those longer hard braking zones, this bike slows down impressively well. It's a level of stability that's hard to find, and it's one of the bike's standout features. Cornering, however, is a bit of a mixed bag. It scores a 3 out of 5, mainly because it's a bit heavier on the steering compared to the Ducati. You'll need to anticipate your inputs a bit more to hit those apexes, and if you're not careful, you could find yourself turning in late. As for the fun factor, we're giving it a 3 out of 5. It's a super steady and strong bike, no doubt, but it lacks that extra bit of soul and life that makes a bike truly exhilarating to ride. So there you have it, the Honda CBR 1000RR, a bike that's strong and steady but might leave you wanting just a bit more. Is it enough to take on the Kawasaki H2R? Well, we'll leave that up to you. Okay, GameJoyTactics crew, let's rev up the excitement with our next challenger, the 2023 BMW M1000RR, maxed out and ready to rumble. With a PP of 930, it's neck and neck with the Honda CBR 1000RR. But get this, it clocks a lap time of 1 minute 5.1, making it the 5th best time worldwide for this class on the Donington short circuit. Now that's what I call a contender. When it comes to top speed, the M1000RR is no slouch, hitting a solid 275 kph. It's right up there with the Ducati V4R, giving the Kawasaki H2R a run for its money. But here's where this bike really shines. Braking. We're talking a perfect 5 out of 5, folks. These are the best brakes we've seen so far. It's incredibly stable and yet somehow still fun. It slows down like a dream, making it a standout in this category. Now let's tackle cornering. We're giving it a 4 out of 5. The bike's turning is fantastic. It goes exactly where you want it to go. The only hiccup? It's a bit understeery when you're applying throttle, so you'll need to be cautious there. And for the fun factor? A strong 4 out of 5. This bike is a blast to ride with fantastic characteristics that make it a joy on the track. The only thing keeping it from a perfect score is that understeer, making you tread lightly on the throttle. So, there you have it, the 2023 BMW M1000RR. It's a bike that's as close to perfection as you can get, with just a few quirks to keep you on your toes. Is it enough to challenge the Kawasaki H2R? Well, that's for you to decide. It's time to introduce our next challenger, the Yamaha R1M, fully maxed out and raring to go. With a PP of 933, it's right up there with the other contenders. On the track, it clocks a lap time of 1 minute, 5.79 seconds. While it's a respectable time, it's not quite in the league of our previous bikes. Now let's talk top speed. The R1M can hit a top speed of 269 kph, which is decent but not quite as blistering as some of our previous contenders. But here's something to write home about. Braking. We're giving it a perfect 5 out of 5. It's got the best braking we've seen so far. Incredibly stable and slows down like a champ. It's a feature that really stands out on this bike. However, when it comes to cornering, the R1M struggles a bit, earning it a 2 out of 5. It has a tendency to oversteer on turn-in and understeer going out of corners. It's a bit of a handful, making it difficult to steer exactly where you want it to go. And as for the fun factor, well, we're giving it a 2 out of 5. Despite its strong braking, the R1M just doesn't offer an exciting riding experience. It's a bike that leaves you wanting more in terms of thrills and engagement. So there you have it, the Yamaha R1M. It's a bike with some strong features, but also some noticeable weaknesses. All right, let's keep this party going with our next contender, the Suzuki GSX-1000R. Fully maxed out and ready to hit the track. With a PP of 921, it's a bit lower than our previous bikes, but don't count it out just yet. On the track, it clocks a lap time of 1 minute, 5.766 seconds. It's a respectable time, but it's clear that the GSX-1000R has some catching up to do. When it comes to top speed, the Suzuki can hit a solid 270 kph. It's not the fastest we've seen, but it's still a speed that demands respect. Now let's talk braking. We're giving it a 4 out of 5. The GSX-1000R offers really good braking performance, slowing down in a stable and controlled manner. It's a feature that adds a layer of confidence when you're pushing the bike to its limits. However, cornering is where this bike struggles, earning it a 2 out of 5. The GSX-1000R has a floaty feel on turn-in, making it easy to miss those apexes. And to make matters worse, it's also quite understeery on corner exits. It's a bike that requires extra attention when navigating through turns. As for the fun factor, we're giving it a 3 out of 5. It's a bit of a mixed bag, not particularly exciting, but not bad either. It's a bike that leaves you feeling somewhat indifferent. So there you have it, the Suzuki GSX-1000R. It's a bike with some strong points, but also some areas that need improvement. Let's keep this showdown rolling with our next bike, the Aprilia RS-V4 Factory, maxed out and ready for action. With a PP of 919, it's the lowest we've seen so far, but hey, numbers aren't everything, right? On the track, it clocks a lap time of 1 minute, 5.771 seconds. It's a decent time, but it's clear that the Aprilia has its work cut out for it. Now, let's talk about braking. We're giving it a solid 4 out of 5. The Aprilia is good on the brakes. It's not perfect, but it's very good. It offers a level of control that adds a bit of confidence when you're pushing the bike. However, cornering is a different story. We're giving it a 2 out of 5. The Aprilia just didn't feel enjoyable to navigate through turns. It was unstable at high lean angles, often losing the front and going wide or missing apexes. It felt a bit all over the place, to be honest. And as for the fun factor, well, it's a 2 out of 5. The Aprilia was a tough bike to enjoy. It was difficult to get it where you wanted, and it didn't feel lively at the same time. It's a bike that leaves you wanting more in terms of engagement and excitement. So, the Aprilia RS-V4 Factory. It's a bike with some strong points in braking, but falls short in cornering and overall enjoyment. All right, hold on to your helmets because it's time to introduce our final contender, and it's a big one. Meet the Ducati V4 Superleggera, the top dog in the superbike class. If any bike has a shot at dethroning the Kawasaki H2R, it's this beast right here. With a PP of 963, it's the highest we've seen among the superbikes, and it's ready to show what it's made of. On the track, the Superleggera clocks a lap time of 1 minute, 4.8 seconds, making it the 4th fastest in this class worldwide on the Donington short circuit. Now that's a statement. When it comes to top speed, this Ducati is a monster, hitting an eye-watering 283 kph. It's the closest any superbike has come to the H2R's top speed, and it's nothing short of exhilarating. But here's where this bike becomes legendary: braking. We're talking a perfect 5 out of 5. The Superleggera offers incredible braking performance, allowing you to brake much later than any other superbike. It stops like a super-light car, and it's just mind-blowing. Cornering, another strong 4 out of 5. This bike steers like a 600cc machine, easily hitting every apex during a pushing lap. It's a cornering masterpiece that makes every twist and turn a joy. And for the fun factor, a resounding 5 out of 5. The Superleggera is crazy fun, easy to push to the limit, and incredibly forgiving. It's a bike that makes you want to keep riding lap after exhilarating lap. So there you have it, the Ducati V4 Superleggera, the superbike that could very well give the Kawasaki H2R a run for its money. Is it the new king of the road? What an incredible showdown we've had today. The Ducati V4 Superleggera came incredibly close to the Kawasaki H2R. And let me tell you, it was the most fun bike to ride out of this entire group. Even more fun than the H2R. But when it comes down to it, it just couldn't keep up with the raw power of the Kawasaki. However, the real star of the show, in my opinion, has to be the BMW M1000RR. This German-engineered masterpiece got so close to the Superleggera, and it did it with a much lower PP. It's just incredible what the folks over at BMW have managed to pull off. So, what do you think? Do you agree with our assessments? Or do you have a different bike that stole the show for you? Let us know in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more epic showdowns like this, don't forget to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. That's it for today, folks. Keep gaming, keep riding, and as always, let's keep making every game a joy to play. Catch you in the next one.